Brought to you by Penguin.
The Crow Girl by Erik Axl Sund. Read by Gabrielle Glaister. Our lives are opaque. Great our innate disappointment, which is why so many stories blossom in the forests of Scandinavia. Mournfully the fiery hunger in our hearts turns to embers. Many end up as charcoal burners beside the stack of their own heart. In a crippled, dreamlike state, they set their ears to listen and hear the flames dying with a sigh. From Flowering Nettles by Harry Martinson. Part 1. The house was over 100 years old, and the solid stone walls were at least 1 metre thick, which meant that she probably didn't need to insulate them, but she wanted to be absolutely sure. To the left of the living room was a small corner room that she'd been using as a combination workroom and guest bedroom. Leading off it were a small toilet and a fair-sized closet. The room was perfect, with its single window and nothing but the unused attic above. No more nonchalance, no more taking anything for granted. Nothing would be left to chance. Fate was a dangerously unreliable accomplice, sometimes your friend, but just as often an unpredictable enemy. The dining table and chairs ended up shoved against one wall, which opened up a large space in the middle of the living room. Then it was just a matter of waiting. The first sheets of polystyrene arrived at 10 o'clock, as arranged, carried in by 4 men. 3 of them were in their 50s, but the 4th couldn't have been more than 20. His head was shaved, and he wore a black T-shirt with 2 crossed Swedish flags on the chest, under the words, "My Fatherland." He had tattoos of spiderwebs on his elbows, and some sort of Stone Age design on his wrists. When she was alone again, she settled onto the sofa to plan her work. She decided to start with the floor, since that was the only thing that was likely to be a problem. The old couple downstairs might have been almost deaf, and she herself had never heard a single sound from them over the years, but it still felt like an important detail. She went into the bedroom. The little boy was still sound asleep. It had been so odd when she met him on the local train. He had simply taken her hand, stood up and obediently gone with her, without her having to say a single word. She had acquired the pupil she had been seeking, the child she had never been able to have. She put her hand to his forehead. His temperature had gone down. Then she felt his pulse. Everything was as it should be. She had used the right dose of morphine. The workroom had a thick, white wall-to-wall carpet that she'd always thought ugly and unhygienic, even if it was nice to walk on. But right now it was ideal for her purpose. Using a sharp knife, she cut up the polystyrene and stuck the pieces together with a thick layer of flooring adhesive. The strong smell soon made her feel dizzy, and she had to open the window onto the street. It was triple glazed, and the outer pane had an extra layer of soundproofing. Fate as a friend. Work on the floor took all day. Every so often she would go and check on the boy. When the whole floor was done, she covered all the cracks with silver duct tape. She spent the following 3 days dealing with the walls. By Friday there was just the ceiling left, and that took a bit longer because she had to glue the polystyrene first, and then wedge the blocks up against the ceiling with planks. While the glue was drying, she nailed up some old blankets in place of the doors she had removed earlier. She glued 4 layers of polystyrene onto the door to the living room. She covered the only window with an old sheet. Just to be sure, she used a double layer of insulation to block the window alcove.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?